All right, Jonathan, take it away.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for helping me out with that, Louise. Hi, everybody. I can't see you guys' faces, but my name is Jonathan. I'm Jonathan Tith. I'm happy to be here. Um, yeah, to describe what it's like to be a customer success manager, and I'll kind of go over my steps. So, my name's Jonathan Tith. My job title is a customer success manager. My alma mater is Montclair High School. Didn't pursue or didn't continue my education at a formal college for that part. Work years in the workforce is 11, and my current role, I've been here for 1 year. So happy to be here. Um, so we'll need to get to the next slide here. It went black on my screen. Oh, there we are. So a little bit about me. Oh, yeah, a little bit about me here. I like cars, video games, hiking, traveling, and finding new places to eat. So over on the right side, you'll see my wife and I on our wedding day on my motorcycle. Here's one of my cars and my dogs. I like to go hiking, and my favorite place to travel is New England in fall to see the color of the leaves change. So just a little bit more backstory on me. Next slide. So day in the life of customer success manager at PayPal. So I work at PayPal. Here's my badge over on the left side, and here's kind of the mouse. Here's my team at an on-site in Santa Barbara for, one of our offices. Working at PayPal, we have offices all over the country. This one is in Santa Barbara. It's really cool. Here's our happy hour. That's me winning an award with a cash payout and a little medal for fun. Sometimes here at PayPal, we have guest speakers. So there's America Ferrero, the CEO. And it's all working remotely. So it's really exciting that I get to hang out with my wife. There's us in a hotel when our house is getting built. Working across from each other. And also we have our dogs around. So it's really cool that we are able to, and very fortunate to work remotely. No commuting on gas. We got to save a little bit on that. We got to eat at home. Got to really enjoy our space here. Next slide. So the basics. So describe the work you do. What does a regular day look like for you? So I'm a strategic account support. I provide strategic support for my accounts. I require a combination of technical, logistics, and e-commerce experience. So with that knowledge, I help my brand sell more, operate lean and efficient. So that could mean basic customer service to helping them understand what it means to sell online. If they have any technical issues that they have with connecting to their selling platform, we'll kind of dive into what e-commerce is in a little bit on the next one. Next point. So tell us about your journey towards becoming a customer success manager. What steps did you have to take to get where you are now? So there's two big, I think, career moves I've made. And so the first one will be working at a warehouse. So Louis, if you hit the next bullet there. So 2 work experiences that helped my trajectory to help get to where I am now. Next bullet would be a home bedding company. So home textiles, so like bedding supplies, towels, things like that. I started off as a warehouse worker in Ontario for a small e-commerce company. I was off Craigslist making minimum wage for like maybe a year or 2 after high school. I was going to Mount Sac for a couple of classes, and I found this role on Craigslist. I applied. I was fortunate to get the job. And so the fortunate thing about working at a small textile or warehouse company is you get to wear multiple hats. So all the way from warehouse operations to customer service. And then finally, after a couple of years, I was a warehouse and marketplace manager. And then the next experience after that role would be web design. So I went into a project manager for small and medium businesses where I learned how to build websites, understand SEO, marketing, and branding. And so with a combination of both of learning how to build websites and then also with how e-commerce operates, I'm able to use those skills together. That really trajected me and landed me at this position I'm at now. So we'll kind of go over what is e-commerce, and the screen went a little dark on my side. What is e-commerce? It's a method of buying and selling goods and services online. So example platforms would be direct to consumer. So Nike.com, FashionNova.com. You have marketplaces like Amazon.com, Target.com, and then you have your social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Some of the tools and software used is e-commerce platforms. So Shopify, Magento, Amazon. Content editing like Adobe Final Cut Pro. Data, if you're into data and want to know exactly what your conversion rates are and how successful your website's operating, you can use SQL or SQL, Microsoft Excel, and Google Analytics. On the logistics side, you have UPS Worldship, Easy Post, you have USPS, you also have those trucks that you see on the freeway. That's logistics. You have those ships out from the ocean from China to the US. That's also logistics with ocean carriers. And then next would be more the technical stuff with information transfer with APIs and webhooks. So let's kind of go over what it takes to build an e-commerce website. And with that kind of goes into the roles in the field that you see over on the left side. So starting at the top, you kind of see where it says news and feature, men, women, kids, and accessories. Luis, if you could hit that for me. That kind of hits the role of merchandising. So that when you're interested in building a website, you want to know what it takes in order to find the items that are going to be attractive to your customer base. Like I like t-shirts. So it comes down to merchandising, how you want to sell that and put that on the website. What category does that fall in? That's where it falls there. Next point would be user experience. So user experience kind of goes through how is the user or the customer going to flow through this website so it's very fluid and it's easy for them to check out or experience the website. Next would be product development, photography, and marketing. So yeah, product development that kind of develops a product that you guys are selling. The product could be the shoes, the product could be the software you're looking to sell. And then you have the photography. So how the photos are going to look, how attractive is it going to be visually in the picture itself, and then also how do you market it? How do you create content for it? The setting it, endorsements, partnerships, things of that sort. Next would be copywriting. So copywriting is similar to blogging or people that like to write posts. So copywriting describes the product itself, kind of gives the story of the back of how websites are put together. It's important for SEO work, which is how websites get their placement on Google. So the better the copywriting and more unique it is, the better the SEO ranking is going to be. And SEO stands for search engine optimization. Next would be logistics and fulfillment. So this is the area I was talking to about how items get shipped from China, but for the US standpoint, from mostly all the products are here in the US. So like, let's take Amazon, for example. It says free shipping and returns. So when someone needs to ship it, how does the order come through? So with the user experience, you'll see at the top right where it says add to bag. And when finally someone goes through checkout, that's where the logistics and technical part comes into play, where we get the items from the warehouse. Someone goes and picks the items, they put it in the box to ship out, and it gets sent along its way. And then when that customer no longer wants the item and you want to make a return after you're done using it for your special event, and you're like, actually, I want to save my money, but I had fun with this, I'm going to return it. So that's also logistics. That's called reverse logistics and returns. Other roles in the field, sorry, if you go back one more. Other roles in the field over on the left side would be data science. So there's the data side of it and understanding, captivating everything. You have customer service in the field of e-commerce, sales, and partnerships. Thank you. So let's talk about grit. What motivates you? What do you do when you want to give up? So performance satisfaction, I'm really driven by knowing I'm doing a great job. It could be from my superiors. It could be from my brands and merchants that I work with, to know that, hey, I'm providing a great service to you and I'm giving you the best support I can. Knowledge, so knowing that it's going to help my advancement in my career. I'm going to be up to speed in my career, so I don't want to be outdated. I want to learn as much as possible and also transfer that knowledge to other roles in the future. And also that just means I get more money. So that's helpful for me in all aspects. When it gets tough, I remember when I have it within myself to grind and do whatever needs to be done. The result is worth the lesson during the process. So even though it's really tough, just remember that there's a lesson to be learned along the way, and at the end result, you'll come out stronger. So what has been the hardest professional obstacle to overcome? This one really resonates with me. Again, I graduated from high school. I didn't really pursue college to get to where I am now. There's a constant feeling of imposter syndrome in fields where most of my colleagues have college degrees. Hard work outshines talent, and I've gotten to a place where I am with grit and confidence. So just let that resonate with you for anyone that's looking to maybe do alternate education and want to hit their workforce. So can you talk about most impactful part of your job? So building relationships has been probably the most impactful for me. I really enjoy building those relationships and having customer satisfaction and positive growing KPIs. So KPI stands for key performance indicators. So this could mean I'm growing my account base, maybe like an extra 100,000 or maybe an extra from 100,000 to like $1 million a quarter or annually. So just seeing that percentage grow year over year, month over month, really gets my blood pumping, you know. So just similar to like, I don't know if you guys are on Coinbase, you guys are seeing your cryptocurrency increase. That also gets me all pumped up. I'm all about the Dogecoin to the moon. So some takeaways. What life lessons has your work taught you? So I'd say forget your mistakes and remember the lessons learned. I think with that, it's really sometimes when you get caught up in things, it's really easy to just resonate on like, oh, I'm on the mistakes I made, but there's always ways to improve yourself and reprimand those and heal from those and grow from them. Be as resourceful as possible. So there's always tools around you. It could be the internet, it could be a colleague, it could be like an actual physical tool around you. So just make sure you're as resourceful as possible. You know how things connect. That's about putting your brain to where your hands are and then making all the right connections. The person assigning you the task believes you have it in you to do it, the job. So a lot of what I believe happened in my work experience is I've been given assigned a task and I always thought, man, it's the most impossible task. I can never do this. But the job needs to be done. Not to minimize how much work it's going to take, but that also means I need to be resourceful, and there's also lessons to be learned, and there's a reason why this job has been assigned to me, and it could be that the person has faith in you and they're trying to test you, and there's always a positive outcome once you get it done, whether it's actually getting the job done correctly or you made some mistakes and you learn from it and it helps you grow. The next one would be, if the table you want to sit at is full, others are still available, you're finding the right place where you belong at. So the reason I say that is, again, with the challenges I've had of not having college degree and pursuing tech and pursuing e-commerce, there's been a lot of hurdles there. There's a lot of companies that have prerequisites that require you to have college degrees, have a certain amount of experience, but my skills are still versatile. I still have a lot of worth and I have a lot of confidence in that. And there's other tables and places that will take me. So don't be discouraged and just keep pushing. And then where do you see yourself in 10 years? So I find myself at the director of e-commerce operations. It could be for brands like Nike. It could be for marketplaces like at Amazon. So things like that. So I'm very versatile where e-commerce is and where it's growing. Couple of interests in TikTok. Seen a couple of those on LinkedIn. So we'll see. I know I'm very happy at PayPal as of right now. It's a great work-life balance. And so I think the advice I don't have too much advice. I feel like maybe I lectured a lot during the presentation itself, but there is one thing is questions and timing are very important skills to have. So the reason I say that is the questions is because it helps you find the right answers you're looking for, or it helps you figure out where to go next. And so asking the right questions is very, very important. Also, try not to be redundant though. So once you have your question, be confident in when asking it, and then take down all the notes. And then timing. Timing could be, maybe not right now, but ask me in 10 minutes. Timing could be patient. Your time will come. So I think it's very easy, and especially in this world where everything's at the click of a button, figuratively and metaphorically. So timing, just be patient, I think is probably one of the biggest things for me.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jonathan. I appreciate you sharing that wealth of knowledge with us. And I thought it was very interesting how you said you took like a non-traditional role. You didn't necessarily go to college. Could you share with our students what kind of skills you should be developing to end up in a role like yours?
Yeah. I think the skills that probably helped me the most was, well, I came from like a warehouse, and I feel like if a lot of people I know, especially in my field, at a young age, probably are going to pursue like temporary work where they found like a temp job, like a warehouse job. And I think if you are able to slay at that, I think there's a lot of opportunity there, because a lot of e-commerce operates through warehousing. There's a lot of tech going through warehousing now. So I'd say work well, like works, like ask the right questions, work hard, and always try to improve there. I think as a support wise, I think there's also there's a lot of free technical resources you guys could utilize, like free code academy. There's a lot of free online coding classes. There's YouTube, which is amazing. There's also the new phenomenon called ChatGPT, which is basically does all the coding for you. So if you know, like, and it goes back to utilizing the right tools at your disposal. So if you are able to utilize the right tools, then you can definitely get the job done there. So I think that's my bit of advice on the early stages. I think once you are in your career, I'd say asking the right questions again is very important. Learning how to build relationships is very important. I think knowing how knowing how to pick up social cues is very important. So you know exactly how I come off, how did the person take it, and what's the next best steps after that. I think is very big when trying to make growth. And I think, especially since I did the non-traditional route, I think rely on your skill base. I think a lot of my colleagues that went to college, like work at a technical company that has people from all over the place, like MIT, Yale, USC, things of that sort. Be confident in your skill base because most likely, if you're at the same table with them, and you deserve to eat just as much as they do.
I like that. I like that. Well, working for, a prestigious, financial institution like PayPal, can you talk about like the lucrative side? Like, what do the salaries look like if someone were to get into this career?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think my one of my assistants she's maybe coming up right out of college. I think we started her around like $25 an hour, and then I think within a couple of years she's grown. I think she's close to 70 with that. So that entry level could range depending on what your skill base is. And then I think it goes all the way up to a couple $100,000. So I have like some colleagues that make around like 200,000, 300,000. With PayPal, you get a base salary in the six figures. And then you also get stock options too. So you get your base salary plus your stock options, plus you have all these benefits. Like, and I think at a young age, I didn't value benefits, but benefits are your dental, your vision, you get hurt, things like that. You want to be confident that you are covered with that. Um, and then also your time off. PayPal has unlimited time off. So my wife and I, like within the first year, the skeptic about unlimited time off is people actually use less time off than if they actually had to submit PTO requests. And that's false. I've probably taken off like 2 months of work to go travel within the first year. So there's also perks like that.
That's something, is that something that you had to work up to in seniority to get unlimited PTO, or does any employee get that that
Any
opportunity?
salary, yeah, any salary employee gets that. So at
Wow.
PayPal, yeah. There's a lot, yeah. I think with that, a lot of tech companies offer that. They offer full paid benefits, offered unlimited time off, or just very gracious time off. The paternity leave here, I'm expecting to have a child in the fall is around I think 8 weeks versus I think the state of California maybe only like maybe a couple weeks
Did
on that.
you say you were going to become a father?
Yeah, in the fall we're expecting.
Congratulations, Jonathan.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Pays off to have a job like this, right? Where you can take time off and be there with your family.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely value where it came from. I feel like when I graduated high school, and I barely graduated high school, I was actually going to attend options to youth. I was
Wow.
really lost. And um,
That's
a lot of my friends went through like troubled paths. I grew up like in Montclair is really rough. So you have a lot of like crews, you have a lot of like violence that happened there, drugs and some sort. So,
absolutely.
you know, I just really put my head down and worked at that warehouse job for 3 years. And like that if anyone's going to pursue a career, like I think with a temp job or warehouse job after high school, which I feel like a majority of like my friends did, is you figure out which warehouse pays you the most. I would say don't chase that. I'd say chase the warehouse that is going to give you the most hats to wear and the most tasks to give you. Because I started off as customer service and data entry, and then it came up to account management and like just updating inventory for the website, and then updating inventory for sales events that we would participate in. And that gave me my first business trip to New York when I was like 21. So that was like amazing that it was like a company trip. I got to travel, and it really just opened my eyes on what it's possible for me to do, after having so much trouble through school, but like really my work ethic outshined everything. So.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you for sharing, Jonathan. I appreciate you gracing us with your presence and sharing your knowledge with our youth. You have a very interesting career. And I look forward to maybe having you back next year if you get the chance.
Oh yeah, definitely. And feel free to, like, if any of the students are interested in e-commerce or want to have questions about the career path and roles within e-commerce, feel free to gather those and email me.
Absolutely. I appreciate you being a resource to the students.
Yeah, of course. Happy to help. Hi, Jen. I'll see you later. Uh, Thank you, students. Hey, keep pushing, guys. You guys got this.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Jonathan. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.